Solutions 93.9 FM.
Miracle, no dey tire Jesus. To mercy, no dey tire Jesus. He don't do one before, he still dey do one again. Child, miracle, no dey tire.
Honestly, it's miracles upon miracles. I mean, it was very interesting for me to find out that Chelsea, of all clubs, could defeat Brighton and Hove Albion in the EFL yesterday. To make it even more interesting, it's Pep Guardiola's side, Sare Kaba Kaba, doing this kind of, they do not understand what's going on in the club as Newcastle defeated them yesterday 1-0. Very interesting outing in the EFL Carabao Cup yesterday. Victor Osimhen, redeeming his image, but not celebrating with Napoli after deleting some pictures from his Instagram account regarding Napoli. And of course, we will not also leave out, the GOAT himself, Lionel Messi, who couldn't play for Inter Miami, and they lost the US Open final yesterday. Well, good morning. My name is Favor Olorentola. It's all about miracles and miracles and miracles this morning. Jump on our Facebook page this morning, Solutions 939 FM, Solutions 939 FM, to be a part of the program. This is Kickoff Sports Show, and you can also call me F to the E to the I to the V to the A, Favor with the flavor. Let us talk sports away from the miracles. Let me kick off with Formula One this morning, as a Red Bull boss has been speaking in an interview yesterday. That is no other person than Christian Horner, who says Red Bull have received quite a bit of interest about the seat next to Max Verstappen for 2025. Speaking in an interview with Sky Sports days after his team clinched the construction championship in Japan, the Red Bull team principal discussed a range of topics, including drivers' matters, both short and long term. Well, there has been speculations about what Red Bull might do with the second seat at their team for the 2025 continues to abound, but Sergio Perez is on a deal which runs out on the end of 2024, and it will be up against in-house alternatives. Well, there is Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda, who are both staying on a sister outfit after Tauri for next season, and Liam Lawson for season next Verstappen. So if you want to know more, just go find the interview with Christian Horner and find out who will be next beside Max Verstappen. Away from Formula One, let's talk tennis this morning. In the Astana Open, the games are going on, and we have the China Open ATP 500, where Ugo Umbat at the moment is trailing Lorenzo Sonego, but it's as though there might be something that might happen very soon, because there is something going on there. But Ugo Umbat is actually 7-5, 3-6, 5-love. Well, we'll see what happens by the end of this match. There is also the doubles ongoing. Andres Molteni and Maximo Gonzalez teaming up to, play Alexander Ella and Lucas Melder there. Well, they are trailing behind with 6-4, 2-2. And then there is another one going down at the moment where Matteo Arnadi is leading Jeffrey John Wolf 6-2 to love. Now, later on today, about 8:30, Leo Laris will be up against Thomas at Very. Well, at the Astana Open ATP 250, the full time with the teaming up John Perez and Martin Fajit as they defeated Jiri Lechka and Martin Fuskovic 6-3, 7-6. And there are other games going down as well there. Well, let's move away from tennis, talk about the local scene. NPFL is ongoing, or we already have update for the very first match for Sporting Lagos in the NPFL. And I remember that on Monday I told you that it's very possible that the NPFL will kick up by September 30. Shout out to Okunubi Oyinkosola. Where is my secretary? What a name change. It's like you move away from the era of losing to winning, and it's winning upon winning upon winning. Congratulations to you. Of course, I slept well. Good morning to you. Adebojo Yusuf on Facebook, thank you very much for joining. Remember, it's Solutions 939 FM on Facebook, on X, Solutions 939 FM, on Twitter, Solutions 939 FM. That's what it says, just say Twitter. X and Twitter, almost the same thing, but it's been changed to X. Well, on Instagram, Solutions 939 FM, and you can also go to Google Play Store, download our app, Solutions 93.9 FM, Radio Guardian as well, Solutions 93.9 FM. Let's go to the local scene and PFL update this morning. Well, Sporting Lagos will play their first ever NPFL game on Monday, that is October 2nd, and they will be teaming up with Gombe United by 4 p.m. at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena at Lagos State. Well, good luck to the team. Well, we have another update right there from the NPFL as Rangers Mercurial midfielder Ogochukwu Ugokwe is set to undergo a surgery on his knee to help him come back to the game after nearly 2 years on the sidelines. Hopefully this surgery goes well and he is back on the NPFL. Well, there is another update for Aqua United FC as they unveil their home and away kits for the 2023-2024 NPFL season. Well, very soon we're having more updates. If you see the home and away jersey here, it's orange with a touch of black, with socks is orange, and maybe I would say gray and orange for the sports shoes. But for the away team, it's still a touch of orange, but with more and more white socks, white playing boots right there. Well, we see what happens by September 30 when everything starts kickoff. And the NPFL will give you an update on how the games will be played latest by tomorrow or by Saturday, and see how we'll be having these games being played. Let me just quickly move forward and see if I can get the fixtures for the NPFL. Well, 30th of September, we have Abia Warriors taking on Niger Tornadoes by 3 o'clock. Enugu Rangers will be up against Doma United. The game between Ayimba and Bender Insurance has been postponed, but Atland and Lobby Stars will be slugging it out. Casino United will be up against Quora United by 3 o'clock on the 30th of September. And there will be Shooting Stars. We'll be playing Plateau United. Sporting Lagos, I told you earlier, will be up against Gombe, and Aqua United will be taken by Yelsa United, while Kano Pillars will be up against Sunshine Stars. Good luck to every team in the NPFL as it kickstarts. also Kick of Sports Show right here on your Remedy Radio Dial Solutions 93.9 FM. I am F to the E, to the I, to the V, to the A, favor with the flavor. And let's talk some gossip, just little gossip in the world of sports this morning. It's still a big problem in the Manchester United squad. Jadon Sancho, Eric Ten Hag. Well, it looks like this relationship is beyond repair. Well, there is a feeling with the Manchester United that relationship with the manager Eric Ten Hag and England winger Jadon Sancho is beyond repair. Well, hopefully this is going to just end because it's been on and on since Monday, since the weekend, and hopefully we get everything. But Chelsea captain Reece James has been charged by the Football Association for an alleged incident in the tunnel after Sunday's defeat to Aston Villa. Well, England defender James, 23, did not feature in the match because of injury. Well, the FA said, according to them, and I quote, "It's alleged that the defender used improper and or insulting and or abusive words and or behavior towards a match official in the tunnel after the game." James has until 29th of September, tomorrow, to respond to the charge of breaching FA Rule E3. Well, he reportedly confronted referee Gerard Gillett after a 1-0 defeat by Villa at the Stamford Bridge. Right back, James picked up the hamstring problem in training last month, having struggled with injuries throughout the 2022-2023 season. Well, you have problems, and then you are adding more problems to the Chelsea squad. My guy, go and sit down. Go and sit down. Let them be. Well, in the Serie A yesterday, it's been back and forth between Victor Osimhen and Napoli. I mean, I got the update yesterday that Victor Osimhen deleted all the pictures that has him putting on the Napoli jersey. But he gave a comeback yesterday by scoring a goal at the Serie A. But when he did, my guy, trust Nigerian guys now, trust the hard ones, like very hard, like I'm very hard, I'm a very hard guy. He did something really interesting. Well, he scored for Napoli against Udinese, but he refused to celebrate his goal after being mocked by the club on social media and then his relationship soars with the Serie A champions. Osimhen has been the suspected subject of chaos at the club that was kick-started after videos were posted on their TikTok account marking the star in the bemusing turn of events. The 24-year-old refused to celebrate his goal is the latest act in sour relationship after he also deleted photos of himself at the Serie A side shared on an Instagram account. Well, I'm going to give you some update on the Serie A and also some fixtures of games as well. And if there is anything, there is still more gist about Victor Osimhen. I mean, this guy sees, or people see, that there is trouble in paradise for Napoli side and definitely wanting to get out of there. But the question is, by January, will Victor Osimhen move? Because Saudi Arabia and other clubs in the Premier League are after this man. Well, how does this go down in the EPFL? How will it go down later on, again, probably today and over the weekend? This is how it is.
In Serie A Week 6, Cagliari will face off against AC Milan, while Empoli will take on Salernitana. Hellas Verona is set to clash with Atalanta, and Inter Milan will battle against Sassuolo. Lazio and Torino will go head-to-head, and Napoli host Udinese in their upcoming match. Meanwhile, Genoa will host AC Roma, Frosinone will meet Fiorentina, and Monza is prepared to welcome Bologna to the Stadio Brandtiu.
But most of these games have been played well. We have AC Milan defeating Cagliari 3-1, Empoli edging Salernitana 1-0, Atalanta and Verona. Very interesting game as Atalanta defeated them at the home front 1-0. It was a hosting, but a house defeat for Inter as they lost to Sassuolo 1-2. Lazio edged Torino 2-0. Napoli 4-1 against Udinese. I'll be back with more sports stories, especially the Carabao Cup after this commercial break.
Or more, our eye don't see way for this cash palava. As conductor they shout.
As it enter, so enter with your change.
Market women go dey holla.
I beg, this somebody don't say, I know if you collect now.
Supermarket people could they tell you say,
okay, we don't get change. I beg, use and take sweet now.
when you consider better yama roasted fish without the hungry you since in come.
I don't carry my wallet, come out to.
See, life not supposed hard like this, so now make all of us for Nigeria they pay for everything with Momo. Dial star 671 hash or download the new Momo app. Make you follow enjoy this better life. Momo, better than cash.
Dynamic Pillars Montessori International Schools, Ibadan, the latest admirable, attractive, and acceptable Montessori schools in Ibadan City with global standard of teaching, unique learning aids, and world-class academic facilities in a serene environment. Wow! Few students in a class with all conveniences, parent and guidance. Dynamic Pillars is the best place where your dearest child can have the best educational legacy. The school has the best set of professional teachers with brilliant and effective educational activities such as Montessori skills, smart helping game clinic, vocabulary development, arts, crafts and design, diction and communication, French, music and game language mechanics, indoor and outdoor games, and lots more. Available classes are crèche, daycare, preschool, after school, primary and secondary school classes from JSS1. Entrance examination on request. Enroll your child now at Dynamic Pillars Montessori International Schools, New Garage Bus Stop, Akpata, or First Gate, Owode Estate, Akpata, Ibadan. Telephone 080-2342-1126. Dynamic Pillars Schools. Your child deserves the best.
Ibadan, are you ready for the most amazing Kiddies birthday hangout of 2023? Get ready to shine in your dazzling green and white outfits as we come together to dance, play games, serve a delicious treats, and celebrate Nigeria's independence in the most spectacular way. But here is the kicker, we've got fantastic prizes waiting just for you. Date 1st of October 2023. Time is 1 p.m. and the venue is Paris Bakery, Ring Road. To get your invite and for more inquiries, call 0915-182-0199. Remember, the October birthday hangout is strictly by invitation. The National Kiddies Birthday Hangout is proudly brought to you by Solutions 939 and Paris Bakery. Let the kids breathe.
Welcome back. This is Kick-Off Sports Show on your Remedy Radio Dial, Solutions 93.9 FM. I am F to the E to the I to the V to the A, favor with the flavor. And let's talk about the Carabao Cup yesterday. Chelsea, oh. Should I say you've graduated from the IDPC, tag that I've given you? Or would I say that it's just a game of luck? Or is it the fact that Brighton doesn't want to get the FL? Or just like Pep Guardiola is saying? Or is it just luck on your side? Because that performance, woeful performance over the weekend, I don't see. Probably it's that. Well, the side is speaking. But another interesting one is Newcastle and Manchester City. I have this one concerning Pep Guardiola, talking about the quadruple, not only interested, but very much interested in the treble. Can Manchester City get that treble, most desired treble, this season like they did last season? I have no idea. But how did it go down yesterday with at the Carabao Cup? Well, let's talk about first story here, the Newcastle United and how Eddie Howe is taking this. Well, a Newcastle boss, Eddie Howe, says his side are eager to go one better than last season's runner-up finish at the Carabao Cup after his side beat Manchester City to reach this campaign's fourth round. Alexander Isak scored the winner for Ladley's second string Newcastle, who came to life after the break to beat a much-changed City. I was speaking about the way the team was psyched up yesterday. The fact that after the match yesterday, I have no idea if Newcastle or Manchester City actually got a coach or a bus to take them back home. But as at yesterday morning, Pep Guardiola's problem was how to get back home from Newcastle yesterday back to Manchester City. But that's not his problem right now. It says, I am way interested in the treble, not the quadruple.
Do you think the target was to win the quadruple? Honestly, it's not. We compete really good. That is what I to my team, and we are more than satisfied to win the treble. Our expectations are high, but not high enough to make the other one satisfied for that. So never was in our mind. So we came here to play, and we compete really good, and that's all.
Right.
Guardiola, you have problem on your hands. I see the way you are looking dejected and, not so happy. But please, just try and put Manchester City back. The Manchester City that we know, try and put them back. I mean, since the red card on over the weekend, you've been having big issues. Please let that go. I know that we need anger management class, but please let it slide. Well, concerning Chelsea, Mauricio Pochettino says the victory over Brighton in the third round of the Carabao Cup must be the turning point of their season. Is that true? Well, Nicholas Jackson scored the only goal in an intense game to see the Blues pick up their very first win in 4 matches and set up at least 16 tie against championship side Blackburn Rovers. Chelsea have struggled to find a net this season and won just one of their 6 games in the Premier League, and Pochettino says the win over the Seagulls must be the result to kickstart their campaign. Can that be possible? Will Chelsea get another win? I have no idea. Well, shout out to Omo Ibile on Facebook, and I remember you can also drop your comments on Facebook at Solutions939FM. Here are the results of games played at the Carabao yesterday. Aston Villa lost to Everton 2-1. I'm also surprised at Everton. I mean, since last match, they've been doing fantastically well. Blackburn edged Cardiff to 5-2. Bournemouth host defeated Stoke City 2-0. Brentford lost to Arsenal 0-1, and Chelsea, Chelsea, defeated Brighton 1-0. Fulham defeated Norwich 2-1. Lincoln City actually lost to West Ham 1-0. Liverpool, like Laddie Martins was saying, if you don't want to find the trouble of Liverpool, don't score first. Well, Leicester actually got that memo as they lost to Liverpool 3-1, while Newcastle defeated Manchester City 1-0. Well, for the US Open, as did it go? As there was no Lionel Messi for the Inter Miami side, and he didn't even make the team sheet, as Inter Miami fell at the US Open Cup final yesterday evening. Why wasn't he available? Well, he picked up an injury on September 20 in the match against Toronto FC and was removed after 37 minutes, and he has yet to play a competitive minute since. Well, yesterday they lost to Houston Dynamo 2-1 at in regular time. Also, there was another person that couldn't be part. Maybe that was one of the reasons they lost. Jordi Alba as well was absent, but both Messi and Alba were present, and they arrived in street clothes. But the most interesting part is the highlight for Jordi Alba, because he stood out and came in bold and expensive fashion clothes. I don't want to mention the brand so that I won't be doing brand mentioning this morning, but it was a very, very interesting one. Let us talk transfer. I told you earlier that Victor Osimhen is the hot cake at the moment. Who wants him? Who wants him to leave? Will he leave happily? Let's talk transfer news. Well, Well, should Victor Osimhen, the 24-year-old Nigerian striker, push to leave Napoli January, Saudi Arabian clubs will lead the chase for Victor Osimhen ahead of Real Madrid and Chelsea. Let's see how this pans out. Well, also in the transfer news, Brighton manager Roberto De Zerbi and Xabi Alonso of Bayer Leverkusen are contenders to replace Carlo Ancelotti should he leave Real Madrid when his contract expires at the end of the season. Sevilla have been tracking midfielder and Annabelle 20, but Manchester United are planning to open contract talks with the Tunisian international soon to keep him at Old Trafford. Well, Manchester United are also planning talks with manager Erik ten Hag over a new contract. Well, should that be congratulations are in order for Erik ten Hag? We'll find out very soon. Chelsea are also in the market for a new left back with Inter Milan's 25-year-old Italy international Federico Di Marco and AC Milan's France defender Theo Hernandez, 25, on their short list. Sheffield United also have spoken to former boss Chris Wilder over the possibility of replacing Paul Heckingbottom for a second spell in charge. Roma are also considering a January move for Tottenham 29-year-old England defender Eric Dier. Everton is in trouble. Financial problems are there, but let's see. Well, Everton's financial future could be in doubt if a takeover by US-based investment firm 777 Partners is not approved. Well, they are also confident that the 777 Partners confident of passing the Premier League owners and directors test and have begun dialogue with Everton fans group to try to ease supporter concerns about its proposed takeover. Finally, Newcastle ended their shed deal with kick manufacturer Castro Early over concerns about the quality of their merchandise. Well, that is as far as I can go this morning. Thank you very much for tuning in. To everybody on Facebook, stay tuned because From the Dailies on AM Update is coming up next. And it's going to be quite interesting and, educative because we're going to talk politics. Away from sports, I say bye-bye. My name is Favor Olorontola. I'll be back very soon. Just stay glued to your radio set of Solutions 93.9 FM.
Yeah. Hello, shit, I'm no be test play. Ogbon, I love more BTIK. Till about you know, let's mama can't say. Fine boy, so low for that stante. All my time, will link up, Palu Mafia. Tabak body, will you want party, will laugh ya. Odupa, often when he jetty, Jack is out if you make it. Money, Mario, Matolo. Oh, they terror, to my sort of crypto. Rapper to Pamela Magbafico. Amy, I bow to Fennis and Wipo. Nava sekwe ou de zou, mode mako mami yo de ni fe kou de pou. Yeka de kawe de chati gozu de zou. Shara de yase, osulo makuro. Nava sekwe ou de zou. Amani ke ou de zou. Pa ou pa. Oti ye, otale ni go bitan fini. I'm a soldier, I want to me for my duty. The real hip-hop died in the last giddy. Oh yeah, SB job, I'm a Louis Bandini. Oh la pa, them a cost trouble no. I should have a kuro in the jungle no. Small jet, anyhow, born to know. To Badayamo, oh my chop no kuno. Savone, koko queen to my carry. Oh my tally me make a share of Colaskari. Emi my jail back gun to party. Big money, big fish, all that. Come out of the gate, I'm out of the fence. One is surely Benz, motor petty dance. Share it to the check, the chef in my track. Very low, why you love it, wet. One in what you had, don't exceed that. Over for me, kiss, when I kiss you, that I kiss. When we don't know what I kiss, share one is a key. Share to the youth, come, I say, I give you that.
Allez, j'arrête ta fête de fête de Kalashi. Ma fait par rapport à la Robert Gabazi. Voici ma bonne soirée de Charo du magazine. Mon lui mec est fâché, comme ça il nous dit, comme ça il nous dit. Let's go this.
Solutions 93.9 FM.
We raise the spotlight on the different headlines of our national dailies.
This government, apart from giving that minimum wage of 30,000, which was a 6% rise.
We bring to you in-depth analysis on the major stories making the rounds.
And the CSOs to INEC account for 400 billion naira spent on general elections.
Interviews with political and government stakeholders.
There was a big push on export. We consume a lot. We need to be an economy, an export engine, and we need to be a production.
Every weekday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the Remedy Dial, Solutions 93.9 FM. Welcome to From the Dailies with Favor, Dapo, Laffy, and Victory. Let's talk about the state of the nation. Your voice matters.
Okay, today is Thursday, September 28, 2023, and interestingly, today makes it the 271st day of the year, and meaning we have barely 94 days left to the end of this very eventful 2023. Thank God for the breath of life. Thank God for counting you and I worthy to still be alive, to be among the breathing this morning, to be among those living this morning. Okay, it's AM update from the daily segment where we get to take you through some national dailies today. And my name is Adidamala Lafenwa. With me this morning, I've got The Nation and the Punch newspapers.
My name is Favor Olorotola. I've got the Nigerian Tribune and the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
Okay, starting from the Punch newspaper this morning, because we have a very short time to spend on today's edition from the daily segment on AM Update. So let's go straight to the business of the day. The Punch says, debt crisis, stop tax waivers. IMF tells Nigeria. That story is found on page 20 of the Punch newspaper. Afrexim Bank seeks buyers for NNPCL's crude. That story is found on page 24. Chicago academic record. Atiku plans fresh suit against Tinubu. The story is found on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Going to the banner headline this morning. Labour faults FG's meeting, insist on indefinite strike. And there are two riders under that bold headline. We have this one saying, any fresh meeting won't stop us. It is going to be mother of all strikes. Labour unions vow. Okay, and the second rider says, FG says new meeting date will be announced. You can imagine. TUC ask government to account for subsidy removal savings. Okay, I think the strike is starting on Tuesday.
October 2, yeah.
And FG is saying this morning that a new date for another meeting will be announced soon. While the NLC and Organized Labour is saying any fresh meeting won't stop them. This is getting more interesting by the day. Can governors preach peace, hope at Idan Xtra? The story is found on the page 26. And another one says, Afenifere accuses Obasanjo of ridiculing Obas, demands apology. The story will be found on page 12 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Ondo woman kills husband with pestle, flees. That gruesome story is found on page 4 of the Punch newspaper. And the last one I'll be taking from the front page of the Punch newspaper this Thursday morning says, pipeline repairs gulp 35 billion naira in 18 months. Vandalism persists, report. That story is found on page 19 of the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, strike. Our Labour veterans got NLC, TUC to close ranks. See page 14. NLC, TUC, each working separate agenda for same purpose. NLC not carrying us along, TUC alleges. TUC betrayed our trust. NLC counters. I think this should be the body that should be working hand in hand, and then before the strike, there is no coordination between the two between the two bodies. So what's the fate of the strike coming up October 2? Veterans of labor movement intervene and NLC TUC leaders meet, iron out differences, jointly declare strike. Labour Party back strike. Page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Well, gas flaring sacks over 27 communities in Imo. Page 13. Kwankwanso, a serial contestant. Ganduje. Page 4.
A serial contestant.
All right, VC's present present report of challenges facing universities to Education Minister. Hopefully, this is going to solve the issue of the hike in tuition fees in our various institutions, tertiary institutions in Nigeria. If VCs can present the report, and maybe they can include the challenge of, because I see that's a challenge, increasing tuition fees there. Now let's move over to more. NNPC $3 billion loan. We have Airfree Max Bank's open funding talks with oil traders. Biden, that's the international scene. Biden appoints Sage Chinyere as advisors. Page 25. Idan Malud, Akpabio, Abbas, Obi, governors, Can, others call for prayers, peaceful coexistence. You can see the story on page 26. Insecurity is stopping us from opening tourist sites in Niger. Government. Diphtheria. We'll need additional $3.3 million for widespread vaccination in Nigeria. Why is it always in dollars? Why can't we request in naira? UNICEF, that's on page 9. Live well, be happy. Death calls in us daily. That's a reflection on human flourishing in Nigeria. Page 2 of the Vanguard newspaper. Now, we also have this update on AFCON 2025-2027. Austin writes as CAF rejects Nigeria, Benin Republic bid. I should have taken this on Kiko's Sport Show.
Okay, moving to the Nation newspaper this morning, we have this one saying, next Edo governor must respect monarchy. That story is found on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. 48 hours reign to pound FCT, Edo, Kwara, 22 states, Nimet alerts. That story is found on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. Another one says 2 women arrested with 1,000 rounds of ammunition. That story is found on page 4. Shagamu called killings. DSS moves to unravel masterminds. Page 29. Moving away from that, we have this one saying Obasanjo should apologize to monarchs, says Afenifere. Group seeks support for Tinubu. And still from the Nation newspaper this morning, NAF strikes suspected terrorist Imo gunmen, kill 3 in Kwara. And this is the bold headline on the front page of the Nation newspaper. It says INEC, insecurity threatens November 11 governorship polls. And the rider under that caption says youth unwilling to work in ad hoc capacity, says National Commissioner. Moving away from that, Trump inflated assets value. This is coming from United States of America. French envoy exits Niger. Yaba Ikeja along bridges open for traffic next month. And the last one I'll be taking says governors can president, others celebrate Malud Nabi. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Nation newspaper this morning.
Okay, let me first take the statement from the speaker. Our state caucuses stalled incorporation of standing committees. That's on the Nigerian Tribune this morning, and boldly written here, experts chart way forward for CBN governor. I think it was a response to the statements he made when he was confirmed. That was on Tuesday. Yesterday was Wednesday, and was written on the Nigerian dailies yesterday morning. You can find the story on page 6. Advocate clearing of Nigeria's outstanding forward payment. Call for establishment of Farmers Bank. Multi-stakeholders engagement. Want stringent measures to check activities of periodic change. Now on page 28, how my mother killed my father with pistol. 12-year-old son narrates. It was on the Punch newspaper this morning. And reps urge federal government to complete 18-year-old abandoned power project in Ondo State. Ondo will always be on the front of the page of the newspaper every day. Page 16. Kano governor appoints another 94 social media influencers to cover MDAs. Page 24. Diphtheria outbreak. UNICEF deploys 9.3 million vaccine doses in Nigeria. Importers shun Lagos Ibadan cargo rail over double handling charges. Page 23. Issues now resolved. NRC. Red Line Rail to be completed December. Sanwo-Olu. Page 16. Insecurity will not stop Imo Kogi governorship elections. A statement credited to INEC. Page 25. You can get this and more stories on the Nigerian Tribune for today.
Okay, in a short while we'll be linking up with Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokwe to do some analysis on some of the stories read so far. It's still AM update on Solutions 93.9 FM.
Solutions 93.9 FM.
All right, we have Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokwe already with us, connecting with us virtually this morning. Good morning, sir.
My dear comrade, brother, and sister.
Good morning.
Like you said, we should thank God we are here, we are well, and we are grateful.
Thank you. Thank God for that. Okay, let's go straight to some of the stories we have in the papers this morning. Talking about the pending or the forthcoming indefinite strike action coming up on Tuesday. There's this story on the front page of Punch newspaper that says Labour faults FG's meeting, insists on indefinite strike, but that's not where I'm going to. There's a part under the rider. It says FG says new meeting date will be announced, and Labour Union is saying that any fresh meeting won't stop us. it is going to be mother of all strikes. What's your take on this?
Okay, and FG fixes new date for a meeting. Now today is
Thursday.
Okay, well, even if there is meeting, what will be achieved? What is it that will be achieved? They will do another meeting, issue a communique, Labour and federal government has agreed. Look, all the issues they agreed since, what has come out of it? There should be a progress report, you understand? Even if no action yet, you understand? There should be a progress report. These are the deliverables. These are the timelines set. This is what we have done. This is what we are doing. This is what we are yet to do. In so time, we will deliver on those deliverables. But when there is no clear-cut plan or pattern, then the people are likely to not to buy in. You see, it's a vision. You want somebody to buy in. The vision must be clearly enunciated. It must be clearly laid out with deliverables and timelines. So when there's no such thing, well, what will the people, especially Labour, what will they be buying into? You say you want to call a meeting. Look. I know the president will come on air on 1st of October. I tell you, the president is a dreamer, he's a visionary. He will deliver another rousing speech on October 1 and asking Labour and Nigerians to join in the effort to rebuild Nigeria. I hope it does not catch the fancy. Look, people, you and I know that the street is, the people are groaning and gnashing their teeth on the street. Let there be some relief. These things are usually short-term, medium-term, and long-term. Let's have a plan. Let's have it.
But so, do you think we should be... Do you think Nigerians should be optimistic that coming from the president on 1st of October, there will be things that we will say that will at least calm down the tension and make Labour to shift their ground concerning the indefinite strike action coming up on Tuesday?
It's all going to be rhetorics. It's all going to be rhetorics. Even the 5 billion that was said to be released to the states, how much of it was released? It was only 2 million that was released. 2 billion that was released. When are you going to release the 3rd billion? Have you received your own palliative in your state? And do you know anyone that has received it? Please tell us. If you, at least you must know at least 200, 300 people, you understand, in different locations. Who is it that you know that has received the palliative? Look, these things, the reality we are confronted with is hardship. Nigerians, look, the records say there are 130 million multidimensionally poor Nigerians. Statistics say 7 million has been added to that between May and now. So look, these are cold facts staring us in the face. There must be some form of relief. When the middle class has been virtually, look, there is no middle class anymore. Are you in the middle class?
It's either you're up there or you're down there.
Yeah. I mean, with the working class, a certain level in the working class, the upper part of the working class, you know, even civil servants were branded as middle class. Even if you're level 17 or if you're not a permanent secretary, you are poor. Level 17, how much they are? Where will he take them? Will he pay the fees of 2 children in the university? Will he buy fuel into their car? Will he feed them for 1 month? Except those who are permanent secretaries who get consolidated salaries. So even the level 17 officers are not middle class. They are lower class now by what the take home can do for them. So this is the reality. This is the reality. Something has to be done. You see, you have to put out a plan. People have to see it and buy into it. And it's an agenda that we almost, it's a Nigerian agenda. It is not a Tinubu agenda now. It's a Nigerian agenda that we must all buy into and push it together to fruition in the interest of all.
Okay, now let's look at it from this angle. This is one of my major concerns concerning this indefinite strike action. Now, the organized labor is saying that they are going on this indefinite strike to at least to fight the cause of Nigerians who are groaning in untold hardship at the moment. But looking at the indefinite strike action, when it commences, if it eventually commences on Tuesday, the entire nation will be shut down. Shut down in the sense that schools will be closed, offices will be closed, banks will be closed. Even, I don't know, will this add more to the pains Nigerians are going through?
Go and ask mothers the pains they go through when they carry the baby and the final moment of birth. In fact, we are told by science that the moment the baby comes out of the mother, she does not know that particular instant. So that means she is between life and death. That is how painful birth pangs. So if we're going to birth a new order, there will be birth pangs. There will be birth pangs. There will be birth pangs. There's always a price to pay. You didn't get to where you are today by happenstance or chance. You burned the midnight oil, and you are still burning energy too. And there's always a price to pay. Are we ready to pay that price? Transporters, they are usually the first set of people to sabotage any strike, because by the third day they will say they don't have any money, and then they will start coming out in the evening. Even if picketing is done in the morning, are we ready? Are we ready to pay the price? All of us, each and every one, are we ready? That's just it.
Okay.
And has Labour done the right thing in sensitizing? You understand? Sensitizing, properly sensitizing the people. It's not a matter of it's going to be a mother of all strikes. No. Proper sensitization. Proper sensitization. You say people should stock their homes with food. Do they have the money to stock it?
That's a huge question. Even because at the moment there is this headline written on the Vanguard newspaper about bank customers paying 154 billion naira fee for e-banking services. I mean, you drop your money in the bank and then it's been debited at a very high rate. I mean, this morning I got a debit I was wondering why I got this debit. The money that I put I was going to keep, but let's not even delve into that. Let's go to the saga between the monarchs, Obasanjo and the monarchs here. It's written on the front page of the Nation newspaper, a statement credited to Afenifere. They are asking Obasanjo to apologize to the monarchs. Will this ever be possible, especially coming from Obasanjo himself?
The Olusegun Obasanjo that you and I know in Nigeria's public space, that is not going to happen. I'm even surprised that he has not, of course, he disowned his wife, or he disowned Tai Martins. That's not so. If he disowned Tai Martins, who has 2 kids for him, and even reference her as mentally unstable. You understand?
Yes, sir.
He referenced Tai Martins, the mother of his children, in his rebuttal as mentally unstable. So somebody that references his wife or mother of his children in the public space as mentally unstable, are you going to get an apology from that? You're not going to get an apology from Jerry Obasanjo. I mean, you're never going to get that. So that one, I think, is just over and done with. You don't expect an apology from Obasanjo.
And
no
why
way.
Why is this story not resting? I mean, it's been over a week now.
It's
I
not
think
rest.
we should
It's
let
not
it
going to
get.
rest.
We should let it go.
No, it's not. The story is not going to go away because that was an assault on who we are. That's a major part of our identity. Those traditional institutions represent who we are. It's a process that has evolved. Let's take Oyo for example. Oyo grew to be an empire. So, and where that happened is in the Oyo axis. You understand? Oyo Kyogun axis. That's an assault on our identity. And anybody who disrespects even other people's identity, you understand, it's not acceptable. It's the normal thing is to apologize, out of respect, out of acknowledgement of doing the wrong thing. Even if you are doing the right thing, man, how do you ask a congregation of traditional institutions, ejoku? Each time I remember it, it still shocks me.
And now that he's adamant about not apologizing, now my concern now is what legacy are we leaving for the generations coming behind, especially people from this Yoruba origin, the Yoruba culture?
You see, there are two sides to it. It is, you saw that immediately he did that, all sorts of records started, coming up, in which the late Alaafin upbraided rain causes on some commissioners of the governor, and even the governor was there, and he insulted the sitting governor too. You understand? That is the beauty of our culture. Because some commissioners who were probably nobodies were in office, and but the man knew his location. You see, our traditional institutions too, the way we choose them, you understand? The way we choose them, the processes. For a while now, the processes have been manipulated for political ends. You understand? For a while now, they have been manipulated for political ends, and then that is the consequences we're going to have. You understand? So we should look at the way and the processes of choosing the heads of our traditional institutions. But
comrade, before we wrap up, it's believed in some quarters that probably some of these monarchs too really don't know their values, because it is said in some quarters that there are some monarchs that will never have stood up, even when Obasanjo said Edide Ejoko, that will have maintained their seats in sitting position. That probably their arbors didn't really know their value.
You see, there are processes of thinking. You understand? When you say Edide, they didn't even process it. You understand? If they processed it, some will not stand. You understand? Some will not get up. If they processed it, and of course you can process that in fractions of milliseconds.
Definitely.
That's the way the brain works.
Definitely.
They didn't process it. They just obeyed. That's just it. They just obeyed. They didn't process it. If they processed it, some would not get up. And how would they be rattled? Collectively be rattled like that. Even ballets. Not to talk of it's shocking. It is shocking. It is shocking and disappointing. Believe you me, the Obas let us down. The Obas let the stools
down
on which they are seated, and the entire Yoruba race. They let us down. That's the reality. They let us down. Okay. They let us down.
All right, no letting down this morning. Thank you very much for not letting us down and joining us this morning.
Thank you. Do have a fruitful day, and God bless you.
Yes, amen. It's been a pleasure. And of course, it's been a pleasure having you join us on the program this morning. Everyone on Facebook, we really appreciate you. Thank you for the shares, for the comments, and the likes. We cannot take more this morning because we have to wrap up the program. My name is Favor Olorantola. Have a pleasant day.
And my name is Adi Damala Lafenwa. Good morning.
Solutions 93.9 FM.
Idan, are you ready for the most amazing Kiddies birthday hangout of 2023? Get ready to shine in your dazzling green and white outfits as we come together to dance, play games, serve a delicious treats, and celebrate Nigeria's independence in the most spectacular way. But here is the kicker: we've got fantastic prizes waiting just for you. Date 1st of October 2023. Time is 1 p.m. and the venue is Paris Bakery, Ring Road. To get your invite and for more inquiries, call 0915 182 0199. Remember, the October birthday hangout is strictly by invitation. The National Kiddies Birthday Hangout is proudly brought to you by Solutions 939 and Paris Bakery. Let the kids breathe.
Keep it 93.9.
Àti ká gbéròyìn kalẹ̀ bó ṣe rí gẹ́lẹ́ àárọ̀.